Happy Halloween! Aloha and namaste from the Orion Spur in the Milky Way galaxy, Earth. Just redoing my first Mandela video there, giving a little Halloween Easter egg basket. First, what the Easter egg basket deals with is Jimi Hendrix. But when last time I shot this, I didn't get to show the actual songs that were on the album that was not in my reality. See, in my reality, when Jimi Hendrix died, the family and the record companies were doing a lot of legal battles, and so they never, came out with a posthumous album. But I'll get to that in a second. First, what I would like to deal with is the maps there. Here's the Google Earth here. My reality, there was a North Pole. Greenland wasn't so big. Of course, I understand a lot of times the map they showed America being bigger than Greenland. That I understand. This was only half as big as that. Right there, the Baja. It was only like up to there, so that was like more new land. These new islands to me are new. Maybe because I got a lot of theories about what's happened, and I stated in my first video about Dolores Cannon and the switchings of Earth, and also there was a lot of prophecies about you'll just wake up on the new Earth and everything will just be changed. Well, if you're working in levels where each time you work up to a higher vibration, you switch to a new Earth that's closer to the galactic hub, that would make sense then, right? That we have this. Now these all here, there was only one or two islands that were like little navy things. There wasn't a whole bunch of islands, and there's also this whole legend of the Blue Dolphins, where a lady Native American was left on one of the islands here, and there's a whole movie that was made in the 50s. Another Mandela effect there to check out. So that's one thing, and then I wanted to touch on the human skeleton really quick. There, right there we have the human skeleton. Of course, people who are from Earth Alpha or lower vibration Earth, or Earth on Sagittarius arm, either how you want to say it. Our rib cage wasn't as protected as it was open, and I can actually see the design. Some of the designs are actually better on the new body here. Because a friend of mine got their eye stabbed out when they were young, and if these bones there were protected, it would have prevented any brain damage if they had the bones there in the back of the eyelids. How the base of the skull, and of course, there's like just many things about the human anatomy. The stomach, like the intestines actually used to lay down in like lines that went like this, zigzagged around. And I don't know how anything gets done now, but been having a little bit of trouble. But since I changed to a more liquid vegetarian diet, everything's been running smoothly, and all the organs being protected by the ribs is kind of awesome. But if you get a rib punch, that is not kind of awesome. If you get a broken rib. But otherwise than that, another point that I was the Easter egg that I was actually trying to mention in the beginning of this was the Jimi Hendrix "Cry of Love" album. I don't know if you can see this. Um, right there. Okay, so like I was saying in my other video, around 2007, I went through all the Jimi Hendrix catalog, bought a lot of the new releases that they got from a lot of his recordings and re-releasing and digital re-releasing stuff. And this album wasn't there because the family of Jimi Hendrix and the record company were fighting the cry of love. We got Freedom. There were some songs on here that were on other albums released later on, but they're like different covers, and some of the stuff was recorded like right before he had died. So it's pretty amazing stuff. So I wanted you guys to check that out. I wanted to do another video, and then I also wanted to pontificate a little bit about the Mandela effect. Oh, the Mandela effect. So much fear. Oh my God. But humans, we have this innate nature where the unknown strikes fear, but there's also a better part of ourselves where the unknown strikes our curiosity and our exploring nature. As I said in another video, I'm a big, huge nerd, big Star Trek fan. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. But I've also been a big spiritualist. Grew up in Edgar Casey, ARE. Um, was born into it really, and was always testing my psychic abilities. And I have noticed that in this higher vibrational plane, my psychic abilities have, especially since I've changed my diet and gotten off of bacon. Sorry on Periscope to the Baconator there, but got to get off the meat tip there. Um, but I'm not going to preach. I'm not one of those type of guys that preach about that kind of stuff. Just want to talk about theories. And one of my theories was that we've been given lots of prophecies, and that 2012 was supposedly the end of the world. But I was telling everyone, like the Dark Crystal, it's the end of the world or the beginning. So, because it was like they couldn't see past it because it's a new world, a new beginning, a new timeline. So that's what this is everyone's vibration is being sorted out onto the many step levels, different planet Earths that go all the way to the galactic hub. And I don't think this will be the last change. I think there's probably a bunch of group of us that's already gone to third or fourth or fifth Earth, closer to the great central sun, the source, and are becoming more probably physically more enlightened or light beings. So that's why I just wanted to get this out there. Don't fear, man. This is a big change, yes. But if you want to get dragged down in fear, you'll be stuck into this earth plane that you're here, and you won't be keep transferred into the next one. Now, again, I think this has to do with the higher forces, but also playing out that the higher forces using, as above, so below. That on our Earth, Sagittarius arm Earth, having a CERN collider and D-wave computers, and this Earth having a CERN collider and D-wave computers, and the next Earth having CERN collider and D-wave computers, but might even be different. And maybe that's where we're just going to keep using that as a conduit, as a bridge, as a loop, spiraling upward and upward into the next vibrational levels. So I just wanted to impart that. One, Jimi Hendrix album, The Cry of Love, awesome. Two, the anatomy changes. And three, some of the geographic stuff. I'm going to do some more on the geographic stuff right now. Let me switch that over on my little Patty Pie. And okay, so like I was talking about, these islands that appeared, and then over here, like everyone talks about how, yeah, it is a little offline to me. The big one for me, though, was where is Australia? Australia. And of course, yeah, everyone keeps saying Australia moving. That's another thing I want to say too. The Earth people of this reality, believe me, this is like a big science fiction movie, man. And if someone came up, if you all of a sudden switched to another world and everything was different, but everything was the same at the same time, you'd be a little freaked out. And there would be people from that planet who did not switch, that are from that reality, that would think you're totally insane. So I understand what you might be going through when you're looking at this from people who are talking about all these things that are different, and you're like, I grew up with this has always been this way. Totally get it, bro. Don't mellow my buzz, man. I'm just letting you know, everything is perception. And from my perception and a lot of other people in key point perceptions of reality, Sally Fields saying, they like me, they really like me. But now she says, they like me for right now, which is very more realistic, but not what she said. Prince's song, Dearly Beloved, we are gathered here today, to celebrate. Now we're just getting through life. Some things are a little bit more realistic here, but the vibration is also on a higher plane that is amazing. So all I gotta say is just keep the faith, everybody. Like I was saying, you just gotta keep positive, keep projecting a more positive, peaceful reality. Even though that other guy who was on this video is saying that the same thing, yeah, we can project peace, and we can do this, and we can live on a world and keep transferring our consciousness till we find that world that is the peaceful center of the universe. So everyone, let's do this journey together. Namaste, man. We are on the galactic journey. Everyone from the Mandela effect, even all the crazy Christian, the flat earthers, maybe flat earthers. I don't even want to get into that. I don't I don't get it. Your reality might be that. I'm glad you're aware of a lot of other things and conspiracies, but that one, it's just, I just know a lot about science and how gravity works, and how things form in a vacuum and things of that nature, and they always go into a spherical form. So it just doesn't make sense, but whatever. So again, to all my brethren out there and my sister and all the fellow human beings on this cosmic journey, uh, allons-y, and be aware, but don't be afraid.